upon this world.
Today? Where are we? Rikashiro Yanagi, awaiting orders. You have... I am the Eye of Obel. I've got your back.